Hello, board members, and welcome to a demonstration of the Disability Communications web portal. The purpose of this demo is twofold. One, to showcase the site as it emerges into reality, and two, based on what you see, help to stimulate thought and discussion on the branding efforts for the site and organization as we move forward. Before we get started, I want to let you know that the site is built to WCAG 2.0 and Federal 508 accessibility standards. As such, you may see that the presentation of the information may lack a little bit of aesthetic appeal depending on your perspective, but that is to meet the accessibility requirements. And the color, same with the color selection. So what I want to do to begin with is just scroll down and let you have a look at the landing page as a user would see it when they log on to the site. So you're going to have a quick welcome, and of course, just as we had in the business plan, the portal was developed to address challenges that people have in finding comprehensive disability-related information through a singular online resource. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but again, the site is to appeal to users with disabilities as well as their caregivers, family members, service providers, and researchers. Again, the idea is that this would be your starting point for anything disability related, and you would either find the information here, the content natively, or there would be linked to information. I also want to say that keep in mind that this is by far, the site is by far not complete. We still have the majority of heavy lifting to do with regards to data content loads, and there's several other features and functions that we're going to be adding to the site before it's released 6 to 8 months from now. But this site is built at this point enough, I think, to give you the demo so that we can begin to have a more informed discussion about what we might want to do with regards to the branding, URL name, as we move forward. So as you can see, right now it's branded with the Disability Communication Portal, access for all, obviously following the same style as the DCF logo. But again, that is all subject to change based on your impressions of what you see here on the site. So now I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down. So again, from an accessibility standpoint, if you were someone with vision issues, you would have all the disability icons presented to you in a much larger format. Continuing to scroll down, you'll see again the resource library and the assistive services presented. And then we come down and you get a complete selection of, again, the various disabilities that are provided on this, various information on various disabilities that are provided on the site, as well as a site menu and more information on Disability Communication Portal to the right. So basically, users have multiple ways to access the same information from various points on the home page. So what I want to do now is go back up to the top, and starting from the right-hand side and working our way across the top line, show you what the site is capable of. So we've integrated, the vendor at our request has integrated the language translator. And what this does is translate all the native content to the language selected. For example, if I were to click Chinese traditional, it's going to convert all of the navigation and all of the page content to Chinese. We have vetted this with Chinese speakers, Swedish speakers, and Spanish speakers, and we've found that the site translates 85 to 95% accurate, which basically means that a user would get a majority of, be able to digest the majority of content on the site. It is not perfect, but I don't think there's any translation service that is. So going back to English now, I'm just going to come across and we're going to go to register. There are going to be 2 levels of subscriber. One would be what we're deeming professional, and the other would be a kind of just a general user. So professionals would be people like doctors, community-based organizations, other nonprofits, universities, people that want to contribute professional content or provide their services information. We would have a vetting process for these contributors that would, once they're vetted, allow them to more easily contribute content without it having to sit in our normal workflow for approval. So again, scrolling down, you get just a brief description of some of the benefits that subscribers would get by subscribing to the site or creating a login. The login page is just that, obviously, where you log in. So I don't need to spend too much time on this, just to show that that is there and it is completely functional. Like most nonprofits, we've also created a donate page. This would be obviously people that are finding the site useful. We are inviting them to go ahead and make a donation, and just a brief description of what those funds go to. And again, some of the content here obviously needs to be expanded. This was just to put some placeholder information in so that we could demo the site. So that's your top line. Like most sites, if you click on the logo here, it takes you back to the home page from wherever you're at on the site. So now across the next line, we have device directory, resource library, service directory, forums, events, and a global search box. These are kind of your primary categories with the specific disability categories presented underneath. So again, the user can navigate in whatever way they feel most comfortable. What I'm going to do for the sake of the demo is I'm going to click on directory, device directory. And so that is going to take you to the devices landing page, which is going to give you a brief description of what you're going to find on this page. As you scroll down, you'll see that there's 3 primary categories to select from: mobile devices, application library, and assistive devices. Again, down at the bottom of the page, you have kind of your global navigation links there if you want to click through to somewhere else. So for this demo, I know that this is getting a little bit long, but I wanted to at least go through the mobile device search. So I'm going to click on mobile device. And that's going to take you to a devices library landing page. Brief description again of what you're going to find here. There are over 370 smartphone devices currently loaded on the site. We do present featured devices. Up to 3 featured devices can be presented. And this would most likely be saved for whatever the latest devices are in the market. If you scroll down, you will see the devices in alphabetical order presented. If you're just in the standard device library search, you can, to the left, you have some filter categories here. For example, if you clicked on deaf and then applied that, it would pull up phones that have features that are not specific to the for deaf constituents, but have key features for the deaf. You could also select, if you wanted to, by operating system, say you're only interested in Apple devices with those specific features, and that is, again, what you'd be presented with. Since this was a featured device, the Apple iPhone 8 Plus, let's go ahead and select that and just drill down a little bit more. So it's going to pop up, going to show you a nice image of the phone. You've got all your links to Twitter and Facebook. It's going to present you with what categories, what disability categories this phone is rated for. It's going to provide you with consumer ratings. So we are not providing our own rating here. In other words, CCF, DCF is not providing a rating or recommendation. We want to be able to work on that because our subject matter expertise really lends itself to being able to kind of provide that level of recommendation, but there's liability issues associated with doing that. So we kind of need to sort through how we might be able to, provide the customer with a little bit more insight from our specific experience. So scrolling on down, if there's videos available, then you would see that content presented here as well. I'm just going to show that the links for the videos works very well. You will not be able to hear the audio. So you're just seeing the screen, you won't see the audio, but obviously, this is very robust in the way that it works. So I'm toggling out of this. And I'm turning off the audio even though you didn't hear that. So continuing to scroll down now, you get, again, a description of what the phone is, the model number, manufacturer, all the pertinent information. And here's where you really begin to get a lot of powerful data. So you've got the hardware and systems features are always displayed first. So everything you could want to know about that phone, along with descriptions on the various hardware and systems features that that phone offers. And then this is where it really gets powerful, is that if you were in here for, you clicked on deaf, you click on hearing loss, and then it's going to provide specifically the features that that device offers for that specific disability. Again, if you were to click vision, again, those are going to change, and you can see that obviously the features match, the features that you would want to potentially utilize if you had vision issues. So we have these data sets loaded for all 370 phones as of right now. So we are pretty far along with that goes. We're able to do that through a partnership with a company called Gary Info. So we're very, very excited about that. And that kind of kickstarts our device library. We will also be adding information on tablets in here before the site is launched. And so with that, I'm going to conclude video 1. And I wanted to say one other thing. I'm actually remaking this video 1. So if you're watching any of the other videos and you don't see me talk about a specific feature, maybe I rolled over it, but I didn't talk about it, just go ahead and watch the next video, because I kind of go back and correct for that as I move through the videos. Hope this was helpful, and I look forward to your feedback on all of the videos after you've had a chance to review them. Thank you.